Charles Do Bronx is a professional mixed martial artist from Brazil. He is currently competing in the UFC's featherweight division. He has also competed in the non-UFC Glory Kickboxing and Showdown Brazil organizations. Charles Do Bronx started his career in 2014 training in the camp of famous Brazilian fighter José Aldo. His professional debut came in November of that year at a professional Showdown Brazil event. Charles Do Bronx has competed in a total of 15 professional MMA bouts with 12 wins to his name. His professional MMA record as of April 2021 stands at 12-3 and 8 wins by submission. Charles Do Bronx made his UFC debut at the UFC 289 event on May 4, 2021. He faced off against Felipe Colares in the featherweight division. He won the bout by impressive unanimous decision, earned Performance of the Night award for his performance at UFC 289. This award solidifies his status as one of the most promising up-and-coming fighters in the UFC. Charles Do Bronx has also competed in multiple Glory kickboxing competitions. He fought at the Glory 79 event in November 2016 and won the match by technical knockout. Charles Do Bronx is a Brazilian-born fighter who started his career training with multi-time world champion José Aldo. He is a fan-favorite fighter in his native country and has a huge fan base. Charles Do Bronx has earned a number of impressive accolades throughout his career. He has competed in numerous professional MMA and kickboxing competitions and is highly praised by his peers. Charles Do Bronx is an exceptionally talented fighter who has all the skills required to become a future UFC champion. This exciting young athlete could soon be competing for UFC gold. Charles Do Bronx is an extremely dedicated and intense professional fighter who trains hard for every fight. He is always looking to improve and be the best he can be both in and out of the cage. Charles Do Bronx is very passionate about his craft and is constantly working on his technique. He is also a light-hearted individual outside the cage who is an absolute pleasure to be around. Charles Do Bronx brings an exciting matchup to every fight he participates in. He is known for his aggressive style and dynamic striking, which often forces his opposition into submission. Charles Do Bronx continues to rise up the ranks swiftly in the UFC featherweight division. His goal is to one day become the champion of this competitive weight class and valuable experience in combat sports. Charles Do Bronx is an incredibly talented mixed martial artist with the potential to one day become a world champion. He has the skills, conditioning, and desire to become a true champion. Charles Do Bronx is the type of athlete who will never back down from a fight. He is an intimidating presence in the cage and always brings a high level of energy and intensity to every bout. Charles Do Bronx is a ferocious fighter and extremely dangerous striker. His ferocity and intensity make him a formidable opponent, and he is sure to continue to rise up the ranks of the featherweight division. Charles Do Bronx made an impressive showing at UFC 289 where he defeated Felipe Colares by unanimous decision. The former Showdown and Glory kickboxing champion is becoming a force to be reckoned with. Charles Do Bronx is rapidly becoming an elite fighter in the featherweight division of the UFC. He brings an exciting and entertaining style of fighting to each bout and has the potential to go to the very top. Charles Do Bronx is quickly proving himself as one of the best featherweights the UFC has ever seen. With his incredible skills and ever-improving technique, Charles Do Bronx is a force to be reckoned with. Charles Do Bronx is one of Brazil's most promising fighters in the UFC. He is well on his way to becoming a UFC featherweight champion and could be the next big name in MMA. Charles Do Bronx has the potential to become one of the greats of the featherweight division. He is an exceptionally talented fighter with a great deal of promise and could one day rule the division. Charles Do Bronx is known for his aggressive forward pressure and powerful strikes. His dynamic style of fighting is sure to result in many exciting bouts and an ever-growing fan base. Charles Do Bronx is one of the most feared fighters in the featherweight division. He is a well-rounded athlete who won't back down from a fight and always puts on a show when he steps in the cage. Charles Do Bronx is on a mission to become a world champion and has the determination to put in the work required to achieve this goal. His skills and dedication will undoubtedly take him to the very top. Charles Do Bronx has been impressing fans and critics alike with his performances in the UFC. He is a highly promising athlete who has the skills and tenacity to become one of the UFC's future featherweight champions.